Hey everybody, do you want to make a D&D podcast like us or really any podcast? Well, then you got to know about Anchor. First off, my favorite part, it's very free. It's the most free. It costs no dollars. That's sick. Second part, you can start monetizing with their monetization tools immediately with no minimum listenership. Also very sick. You can now, this is new, you can take any song from Spotify and add it directly into your episodes. And let me tell you, that's freaking sick nasty. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
Before we get into the episode, I want to mention another sponsor for this episode. EndGame Content is a great podcast. I was told specifically to say that it's a show about four idiots that talk about things they think and know about. Am I being punked? This sounds like us. Wait, no. There are more notes here. In-game content alternates between their weekly topical conversation, followed by an episode of their D&D campaign the next week, with episodes releasing on Saturdays. Topical conversation revolves around video games and TTRPGs like Warhammer, Magic the Gathering, and even one of my old favorites, Yu-Gi-Oh! Their D&D campaign is a sea-based campaign that features a ragtag group of people that work under a captain and will be given his ship to do whatever they want once he retires. They recommend starting with good old episode 1 titled Dungeons and Doofuses, One Piece the Campaign. You can find links to their recommended episode, as well as their Twitch link in our show notes. And you can find the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcasts. Go check out EndGame Content today. And now, on to the show. Last time on Lawful Stupid. William, Miss B, Surtek all stand around this body of Lucien.
I think I need to just close my eyes for a second. We're both going to be here when I open them, right?
Oh, of course.
Lucien, you're too young to die. Don't worry. We'll figure something out.
It takes you 3 days by train to get to Prim. And I think you get him promptly to a medical area nearby in the town, heading straight there. And what I'd like to do is swap over for a moment to what's going on inside of Lucien. Lucien, wake up.
Hi, Nova.
Why do you keep on serving me?
I'm afraid of what happens if I don't.
And as you say, what happens if I don't? A drow elf is sitting kind of coolly leaning against the wall, and he says, what if you weren't a servant of Nova at all? You have a couple choices ahead of you. One, you can sit in this dream state for a little while until whatever life you have vanishes. Or you can go back to the living. Lucien, to find me, you had to die. There is no darker place in the world than in death. And Miss B begins to hear that familiar, all too familiar melody and tune in her head. But, William, you do not hear this same tune. But Miss B, as you look to your right, what was prior a sheer cliff drop to anyone's demise begins to wave and coalesce into matter. Trees, a dense forest that forms in front of you.
She'll look to William, and I guess I don't remember who was driving, but we're gonna have to slow down.
I guess William's driving. Slow down for slow down for what?
I'll drive. I'll drive, it's fine.
Well, we're basically here. It's right over here, but I don't imagine you can see it.
William looks at the cliff face and says, so it is made up. You could have just told me we were making a suicide pact, Miss B.
I would have been so down.
Well, if we were doing that, I would have added poison to the mix, not really drop over the edge of a cliff.
Sure.
No, this is more of a trust me moment.
Great, I trust you. William gets up and moves over and sits down. You can drive. I can't see anything. Seems like a bad idea. Like, I don't want to go into Angel's Grove and then hit like a Power Ranger. That's gonna be a bad look for our start. But no, really, you should drive. I don't think it's good for me to drive.
It's more of a walking from this point on. I don't quite trust this horse.
Gross. All right. William gets down.
She'll get down too, and then look at William, look at Lucian's body.
William, look at her and look at Lucian's body. Something on your mind, Miss B.
Oh, we're gonna have to carry him.
Oh, yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Could you help?
Oh, yeah, I'll carry him. I thought you might ask. It's fine. And then he scoops him up, like he's gonna carry him over a wedding threshold, and then gets ready to go.
At this point, I think Miss B would put her hand on William's back and like on Lucian's shoulder, and I guess guide them over so we can walk through the thing.
Okay, I have a question. Because imagine this: you are standing behind William and kind of pushing him forward. Is that what I'm seeing here?
More like hand behind,
leading?
like to his side, but like behind his back to lead him, and one hand on Lucian's shoulder.
Okay.
You're sure this isn't a weird suicide pact, right? Because once I put my foot over, there's no balance happening.
Trust me, we'll be fine.
Okay, great. William puts his foot over the edge of the cliff.
As you step off into what is nothingness.
Is this how you end the podcast? You just walk us off a cliff? You're all fucking done. See for next episode.
Hey, y'all said y'all wanted to see some death in a podcast.
Yeah, we're making it happen.
Careful
Devin
what you
and I
wish
worked
for.
real hard on it.
And the world is thrown into ruin, and the bad guys win. Your foot collides with something that you can't see yet.
Ow.
As you feel the surface and gain a little confidence, perhaps take another step.
Sure. I continue to walk on thin air. I knew I was great.
And again, Miss B, you see all of this. You see everything laid out in front of you, this forest. William, you begin to see as you take steps, you can see the earth form kind of where it should be. You're beginning to see that. Like almost if you're like playing a game and the map sort of shows up as you take steps. You're seeing these things as you touch it. Small areas begin to appear.
Weird.
It's more for the safety of the village rather than to be found.
What am I seeing, Devin? Paint me a word picture of the... Is this a forest? Is this a city?
You were walking what looks like on top of above the ocean, hundreds of feet above the
but
ocean.
you're
You see
saying
the waves crashing.
Things are forming. What is forming in my vision?
Anything you touch with, nothing in vision yet.
Oh.
As your feet touch the ground, if you were to look down where your feet are touching, you would see grass.
Thank you. I'm walking on grass. Got it. Grass patches.
Sunshine. You're walking on sunshine.
Weird.
Don't it feel good?
Wrong guy. Yeah, I keep walking.
And I think the longer you're in this forest, I don't know how long, you probably have to, you walk for probably 30 more minutes. And the more you're walking, suddenly things begin to appear in themselves without you having to touch them. And so you're beginning to see this as Miss B weaves you left and right to avoid trees. Perhaps you reach out and touch some of them and they begin to form, but this time they stick. And eventually, after walking for so long, everything has come into vision. And you're able to see this for what it is. A large, green, beautiful, lively forest. Hear birds chirping. The wind is blowing through a little bit.
Okay, so the place is real. Good.
Yep, very real. Not just a storybook tale.
Well, this is your house, so lead on. It should be noted to say, Miss B, this is your domain. I'm gonna let you, tag me in as needed, if that makes sense. I'm not sure, how well I'm gonna go over here. If, like, what my brand is gonna do here.
I understand.
Okay, good. In case you're not,
guess-
like, my scent, I don't know if they're going to enjoy it.
Oh, I think you'll be fine.
Okay,
I've
great.
brought in. Well,
Bring a lot of people to this place, huh?
Human, but you should be fine. Careful
Probably
with
be fine.
careful with
Races
fairies.
don't matter, huh? Got it. Noted. Good. You're just an elf.
Yeah, careful with fairies. Don't let them take your name. Careful with the sprites as well. They're really tricky. Otherwise, you should be fine. Just don't make any deals you're not prepared for.
So, like, fairies and sprites are like rats and raccoons. You don't trust them, huh?
Oh, you can trust them. You gotta play their game properly.
I won't be doing that. I think I'll just be quiet. It'll be great. First time for everything.
And I think you guys are walking for probably another hour. And you see a clearing opening up in front of you. And as you come to the edge of this clearing, you're able to see, Avon, the town, probably another 2 miles away. But it has grown. It looks like a city now. Like, you can still see hints of houses, maybe from where it was a village at one time. And some of those houses are still standing. Maybe they have a few repairs from where they had broken down over the years. But there are some large, almost skyscraper-esque buildings that you can see. And then you know it all too well. In the very middle of this town, where it has always been, is this gigantic redwood tree. It looks like one in the middle of the town, and it stands far above anything else. It dwarfs any other building that you can see at this distance.
Well, time has definitely gone past that's a proper city.
You were expecting less?
Yes. Unless they built this within the past couple years.
When's the last time
since-
you've been home?
Well, according to our friend Riz, Berry Blue, whatever, 600 years now.
We're going to talk another time about what a couple of years means to elves. But yeah, 600 years, I think this city has grown.
It's just... when it first was around, it was... Well, the trees were a lot smaller and houses were more compact.
Is this where you lived?
Yes, but she'll point out, like, in the distance where they can kind of see, like, we didn't have buildings this tall or houses that stretched out this far. There's maybe even like a quarter of this. Time looks like it has passed. And that does mean everyone I've known is probably gone too.
And as you have that thought, you feel beneath you the ground sort of begin to vibrate and shake. And you can't help but turn and look off to your right. And you see what looks like a giant maple tree running toward you, holding a massive spear. And as he
William unravels his chain.
While holding Lucien.
Miss B, roll a history check for me.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
William quickly kneels down, puts Lucien on the ground, then unravels his chain.
10.
What you know is that this is one of the good guys.
William begins to move forward.
She'll put her hands. I was like, "Whoa, wait! What are you doing?"
What are you? Motion to giant tree with spear running at us.
He's fine.
You know
He's
something
fine.
I don't?
He protects. He protects. He's good.
Oh, could have just said that. Rolls up chain, picks up Lucien.
And this tree makes its way over to you, and then you hear off to your left another sort of the ground begins vibrating as well, and there is another large tree. I'm going to look for one, a sequoia that is making its way to you as well, also holding a gigantic spear. Roll another history check for me, please.
You know, Lucien,
because I'm great at these.
Lucien, I'm feeling really good about the fact that my ability is fire. Right.
That's a 12.
Okay, with that, you know that the sequoia that's coming up, you are familiar with this one. His name is, dang it, Chard. And
Chard?
Yeah. I don't know why I do this.
And you know Chard, so he's over 600 years old. Okay.
You know Chard. You knew him when he was just a sapling.
I'm just saying, you said you know his name is Chard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
she looks over and like.
Do all the trees look the same? Like, how do you recognize a tree?
Yeah.
Can you explain to me how she recognizes the tree? Like, what is the defining feature of Chard the sequoia?
Well, you have to cut them in half and look at the rings. That's how. That's the only way to.
William unravels his chain.
Well, you can tell it. You can tell it's a tree by the way it is. And that's how. That's how.
Okay.
Wait, maybe he's got like a cute little like
It's in
ribbon in its tree branch.
There's a heart that's been carved onto it. It's like a tattoo for trees, and it says, Beatrice and Chard, BFFE.
Yeah, best friends
forever.
BFFE forever.
That's how old I am. That you didn't know that one.
I would put the number 4, not FF.
BFFE. Best friends for. I mean, no, it's one word, but when I was a kid, that's what we did. Tree tats. They have tree tats. Chard, and he says, what do trees look like? Hello, Beatrice. And he goes down to one tree knee and sort of like bows to you almost.
So they're bipedal?
These trees are.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm trying to get a mental picture.
Tree ants, right? That's what it is, right? Tree ants, right?
Well, I'm just thinking like Lord of the Rings. They're not really bipedal. It's like, well, Lord of the Rings, they've got big roots that function as feet.
I thought to maybe do like a weird, where like the roots were like octopus things that moved, and I was like, this is too creepy. So we're doing bipedal.
So they're bipedal. Cool. Yeah. I just for my head brain.
I like it. Not creepy. She'll look at it. Chard, you've grown a lot.
And he kind of gets close to you and he says, so have you.
You can't say that to a lady.
and he does like an up and down thing with the other tree hand to show like up and down.
No, she'll look at like the best friends forever mark and like see where her height was marked in last.
Oh.
But like I was like barely like any taller than I am now. It's like just a little bit.
And the maple tree kind of reaches out with his spear and kind of whacks the back of Chard and says, "Stand up." And Chard does. And this other one who looks a little more in charge says, "What brings you back, my lady?"
motions to Lucien. I need help for my friend, and I wanted to see the elders.
Indeed, and they will want to see you too.
Can I roll an inside check? Check. I want to know how truthful this motherfucker is being.
Okay.
Or I want to determine if his intent is evil.
Okay. So you're okay. If it's evil, go ahead.
I'm looking for ill intent.
Yes.
And my roll is a natural 20, which is a 26.
You sense no ill will toward Beatrice or her companions at all.
Excellent.
What question did I ask? Oh, you said they want to see the elders. You freaking zebra threw me off, man.
No, I need to see the elders. They can fix my friends.
And so I don't know how trees, we're going to get over this, my shock of like, suddenly it's like I built these characters on the fly or something. With his hand, he puts his hand in his mouth and he does like a whistle. And then you see like two fairies fly out of his leaves areas and they zoom away. I don't trust him. Towards, he shoots him down. And they zoom away toward what is Angel's Cove. And he says, "We'll escort you." And so they begin to walk on each side of you. And actually, Chard will say to you, William, "I can hold your friend if you like."
William looks back respectfully and shakes his head.
Understood. One thing we love at Lawful Stupid, among the other things we love at Lawful Stupid, is spreading the word about your business. Or maybe you want to tell your sweet, sweet grandma that you love her for the world to hear. We want to give you that chance. If you're a business and want to get your services on the air, or just want to tell a loved one a personal message, head on over to lawfulstupid.org/message in a bottle. There you can take around 250 words to say what you want. Business ads are $20, personal ads are $10. Tell the world what you have to hear with Lawful Stupid's Message in a Bottle. And so they begin to walk you toward this town. Now, what I'll tell you is, Ms. B, you are familiar with this first part of town that you're coming into. This is the old village. This is the original that you lived in. So as you begin to walk in, the houses are smaller. The paths are dirt paths. And honestly, not a whole lot has changed in terms of some of the smaller gardens that people had in their own backyards for things. There are absolutely new tenants, but not much has changed. So I don't know if there's somewhere specific you'd like to go here.
I think feeling like everything has changed by quite a lot. Even seeing Chard being as tall as he is for a tree, and another 600 years on him. She'll be like, I weirdly don't want to visit anywhere. Anyone I know is probably not there. Yeah, my grandkids were over in this part of the neighborhood. They're no. She'll go like straight to where they will take her for wherever the center of the village is now. I don't know if it's new. I don't know if it's old.
Okay. I
Wait,
think.
Hold on. I have to know, or I have to say, I don't care what you make me roll. I'm looking for a fucking brewery or tavern or bar as we walk through here. I don't want to stop there. I just want to fucking clock it for later. It's important to me that I'm looking the whole time.
So I have this huge town that Avon had built for this, so I will be going through this. I'm going to give it just a fake name to it.
Great.
Hey, Avon, you as Miss B, what was your favorite place to go? Was there a place that patrons frequented?
Favorite place?
Oh wait, I have it right here. The Broken Gargoyle Flagon. That's the place that that Avon has built, and I have prices for all the drinks. So thank you, Avon.
Oh, it was a nice generator that Ginge built out for me and Neko. It was great.
Just showing, freaking Ginge does everything for us. We don't actually do anything for ourselves.
I'm sending a Discord message right now.
Oh no.
I'll send it to you. Don't worry.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, just send me the generator. That sounds fucking sweet as hell.
To be clear, I wrote an entire new system of combat because you asked me to, so I did it.
For the audience that is not watching, Shane has been silent, and his picture has been off the entire time until this very moment.
I'm around.
But the Broken Gargoyle Flag.
I notice anytime I get dropped, Lucien will remember this.
And then so what it looks like on the outside is this statue, and it looks like someone. It was two gargoyles, but they're both broken up top, and the heads are turned the wrong way, and crudely like put back on. But that's the flavor of that.
I feel like if Miss B saw William like eye it, and she'll eye it, she'll be like, "When I was a kid, my brother and I broke them off and turned them the other way. I'm glad they still kept it."
Interesting.
How dubious.
I got in a lot of trouble.
I wouldn't admit that in front of gods.
This is Chart. I'm older than him by quite a long time now. What are you gonna do? She looks at both of them.
I don't know, I'm just taking you to your siblings.
Huh?
She's kind of the boss here. It scratches his tree limbs. Some places.
William looks at Miss B. Did he just
Yes.
say you're the boss?
No. I'm
Miss B,
not
if
the
you're
boss.
the head of a very exclusive and racist mafia, you could have told me. I would have understood.
I'm not the head. My parents were the village elders at the time.
I see. You're not the head of the exclusive elf racist mafia. Got it. All right.
As you keep walking toward Miss B, what you know is going to be the Elder's tent. There is, in the middle of town, something a little there where there used to be this large fountain. You remember running around as a little girl, playing in sometimes with friends, maybe even carrying water over for for Chard and some of your buddies, like to give them on occasion. It's changed here. What you see now is facing you is a large statue, I'd say about 12 feet tall, of who you know to be Neo. And he's smiling in your direction. The statue's facing your direction. And he has his, if you're looking at him, it's still going to be his left arm is up, as if and his palm is open. And there is another character whose back is to you, whose palm is touching his from that side, but you can't see who the other figure is.
I think she'll stop and look at the statue, because for one thing, this is shocking because that wasn't there when I was here. And like just cover her mouth with her hand and be like, "Why is Neo on a statue?"
Why isn't he, my lady? You're the founders. You built this. Well, besides your parents. But you made it what it is today.
I I think she'll quickly go around to the other side of the fountain, because now I have to see what the other figure is.
And
It's not even a fountain anymore, it's a statue.
you're looking at yourself. It's Beatrice Haven. And she is the one holding the hand of Neo, and now is facing the other direction. So if he's north, you're facing south, but hands are touching. And there's an inscription on your side that says, "Where time doesn't go, love does."
This... She'll, like, touch both sides of her head, like, I don't remember.
At this time, people are beginning to... I mean, it's a pretty busy little town area now, right? This is kind of for historical purposes, as much as it is that people live here. And they look at you, and they look up at the statue, and they look back to you, and then eyes, and there are murmurs, people in the crowd who are talking, and there's a crowd that's beginning to gather, and you hear, and you don't know his name yet, but you hear probably the boss treant say, "We should go inside."
Yes, definitely. She looks really overwhelmed right now.
William, with his mind ability, is going to chat with Miss B. Hey, you okay?
I don't have any answers. I need not here.
Got it. So no. Cool. And then he motions that tree with his head, like, where do I go?
And not too far behind you is the large building that you would know as the Elders Building, anyways, because your home was a little way off, and you used to make trips into town. But you know this to be the Elders Building. And there are some big wooden double doors. You walk up the stairs and are able to go in. You don't open your own doors, of course. You've got your tree bros who gladly open up each one of those for William, who is...
Man, I would have attempted to open my own door.
Nah, they shuffle ahead of you in a hurry. No, we got it.
He actually, from a distance, pokes it open with a spear.
Suppose
You're
with a
too
spear.
close. He can't,
I unravel my
he can't run there in time, so he just... And the doors open up, and it is brightly lit in here. And there are two chairs that sit to the back of this area. And it's a pretty lavish building, I'd say. There's a purple carpet that leads from the entrance you're in all the way up. There are these large columns on each side, statues and pictures from the history, the line, the family of that. Well, Miss Haven. I don't know what was your name before you were married?
I feel like elves didn't really have family names that they took on. They kind of just knew whose family was what.
I dig
So
it.
she was Miss Be Spicy.
Miss Beatrice Spicy is now Miss Beatrice Haven. But you see all these different pictures, and you are in some of them. You see your mother and father holding you in one of them as a small child. And it continues to go down as you're older with your brothers and sisters, and then a lot of paintings that you don't see as you walk up this. It's apparently siblings and cousins and extended cousins and adopted children and so on and so forth. And sitting in the very back.
So William is basically getting the family photo album, and I haven't even introduced him to the parents yet. This is the worst.
Hey, I don't make the rules, man.
No, this is great. This is great. I'm carrying a body this whole time, and because you're royalty, nobody said a fucking word. This is choice.
And a servant, like, kind of as you're walking up, a servant stops you, and he says, he's wearing like a nice suit, purple suit. How can I help you?
I need to see the elders, please.
And he looks back, and they're talking amongst each other around a table. They're drinking something. They've perhaps seen you guys come in, but they're not people come in for screenings all the time, or what is it called? They come in for, I want an audience. They have audience all the time.
They get their Mitatorian thing here.
Yes, but they don't. They just
their
they don't really,
thetans.
yeah.
Red.
They don't
That's
pay
what it is.
attention too much to you at first, and so you say you're there to see him, and he says, and what is your name?
Beatrice Haven.
The silence is suddenly deafening, where there's maybe some light murmuring. Everything drops, and the two elders at the back stand and turn and look at you, and you just see smiles. And your brother says, and he's always kind of the more, I'm just at a loss for descriptors today. Flamboyant, there we go. And he says, well, sister, it's about time.
About time? You look like you've gained a few years, Lafayette.
And you look definitely better than we do. But we're the same age, give or take a few decades. And so for those of you who don't know, the brother, Lafayette, and I'm going through the picture, he is the sun elf, correct?
Yes.
Sun elf. And then so that your sister, who is a moon elf, will just run right up to you and grab you and hug you. And she says, it's been too long. And she kind of pushes you back to look at you and says, where have you been?
I think she's just really overwhelmed right now. I've been working, and I guess apparently sleeping. She looks to William. That's what's happened to us? I don't know.
And they do look at William, who's got this body.
I need help.
Anything, sister?
My friend, Lucien, he's dead. I know the elders, they had magic that could help with this because of the war and all the stuff. And sometimes we would bring back people.
And so Lafayette walks over to, and he gestures to William to take Lucien.
Excuse me. What's your plan?
I just would like to assess him, please.
William gently hands him over.
And he grabs him almost effortlessly and says, thank you. And he says, sister, talking to, I'm going to have to get these names, Marguerite. And Marguerite sort of waves a hand in an area, and like these vines come up and form almost like a bed. And Lafayette lays Lucien down onto this vine bed and kind of puts a hand kind of over his entire body. And he's eyes closed, intent, almost even like a hum. And then he looks back to you and he goes, you're right, he's dead.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll jump over to Lucien.
I was here the whole time.
Shoot, I was hoping you'd be gone. Lucien.
Yes, sir.
You are on a ship at sea. And as you gain focus of your surroundings, some things become immediately apparent to you. Somewhere off to your right, as you stand at the helm of this ship, the rain is pounding down. And the only light available is from frequent flashes of lightning that are happening. And there's a storm raging all around you, waves pounding the ship, licking over the side. You hear the screams of people in several different directions, and you taste the salt of the sea in your lips. It burns your eyes as you wipe it away to gain a clearer picture of what's going on. And there are people who are fighting to get on what appears to be a life raft. Suddenly, the boat lurches upward as the bow of the ship begins to rise and the stern begins to sink. And gravity begins pulling everything into a now forming whirlpool at the bottom. A powerful suction that the ship is creating. And you are able to scurry, for whatever reason, onto and get a spot on this life raft with these other people. And as you were able to get away from that pool, you're able to watch the ship sink, presumably taking lots of other people with it. All at the same time, the waves begin to cease in their anger, and the storm clouds roll back to present a beautiful and starry night sky. A literal calm in the storm. But then, there's another problem. There are 10 people on this life raft. And the captain says, as water begins to come up on the sides, and you know this character to be the captain of the ship, he says, I hate to say it, but this raft is only made for 6 people. Any more, and we're all going down. And then suddenly, there are several individuals, and I'll describe them to you in a moment. They all seem to turn and look at you at the same time. And a figure you know as Kinos suddenly walks into your frame on the water, and he's kind of just walking around the lifeboat. And then he walks behind you, and he taps you on the shoulder. And he says, your first test. You must decide who goes and who stays. But you must choose quickly. You get 1 question of each individual before you get to choose. Who will pay the cost for your resurrection? And who will you bring home to me in the darkness? And we'll kind of do a right to left around you.
Yeah, give me just 1 moment. Yeah, let me get some light with. Go ahead.
The first person to your right is a woman you had a conversation with on the boat at some point. And these are kind of just flashing memories, things you would just glean about them. And she talked about being with child and being excited to make it to her husband. The next individual is a younger man who you know to be a lifeguard, so sort of medic on the ship. There is 2 young adults who were recently married and on their honeymoon, heading toward their honeymoon. There is an older lady who has 15 grandchildren that she's heading back to visit. There is a woman in charge of an orphanage. There are 2... Oh, go ahead.
1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of spouting it off. I forgot you're right there. There is 2... They're twins, so 2 of them that are 13 years old. There is a doctor. He was on the medical staff, like the lead doctor on the ship. You and
what about the doctor? Talk to me more about the doctor.
So he was like the lead medical staff on the ship.
Approximate age?
45.
Thank you.
And then there's the captain of the ship, and then back to you. I think that makes 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And the captain, what does he look like?
10. The captain has on like one of those water caps. He's very grizzled, wearing a raincoat and everything as well.
Everybody's looking at me, huh?
Everyone's looking at you.
Time is kind of frozen as I was tapped on the shoulder.
Yeah, it's slowed. Yeah. So you're gonna get your questions, and then you're gonna have to make your choice.
Captain.
Aye.
1 question. Where is the nearest safety? Captain, your expertise here at sea. Where's the nearest friendly ship? Nearest harbor? Where's the nearest safety?
A small island, 50 miles as the crow flies, south.
I will. Sorry, I might be going a little off book. I know. Could you imagine?
No, I couldn't. I did not have this anticipated in my notes. I don't see anywhere in here where Shane does what he wants.
Oh boy. Lucian's gonna hop off the boat.
Okay.
And he's going to get to the rear of it, or orient himself north, and begin to push and pedal with his legs, heading south, and go, the three people who feel strongest right now, you're with me, and we'll take turns, and we'll just get to safety.
And Kinos, as I imagine you're in the water.
I'm in the water.
You're pushing.
With my I need three more. I need three because we got to get 4 people off, or the boat sinks. So we'll just take turns pushing. That's my plan.
And they all stand there and look at you, and Kinos goes, That's not how the game's played. You've got to choose 4. And as you push and push, it's like the time is slowed, so you're like in mush, but he's kind of just standing on the water and knelt down like right next to your head, like, gotta get up. You can't save everyone.
No.
It's
You
balance,
can't. You
Lucien.
can't save everyone.
I exactly, and I accept that. It's a balancing act, Lucien. Someone has to go so that others can live. Who's it gonna be?
Why do I get to pick? Why me?
Because you're here. I need to know what it's gonna be to get you back. What are you willing to do? What keeps you going? Are you going to be able to make these choices when we get back in the world? And I think you are. But I need to see what you do now. I know you've got it in you, and you can't just give up. You can't.
I mean,
we all have a call. You have to fulfill yours.
if the only thing that's waiting for me back in the world of the living is more games put in front of me by the gods, I'll stay on this side.
Still got to pick.
I don't.
So you would be willing to let all of our friends die?
I'm not
So that
letting
you don't
anything
have to
happen.
choose.
Kinos, you put these people here. I didn't. You're the one playing games. And if you decide the rules are everybody loses, then everybody loses. I'm just not going to play anymore.
He stands up. He kind of does that thing where he's looking into the sky at the stars, kind of pondering, tapping his chin. What if I told you the orphanage lady often starves the children where she works and hoards the food for herself? What if I told you the doctor often kills the people he is the doctor for older people so he can get their insurance money? What if I told you the adults, 2 young adults who say they're married, are actually here with people who are not their spouses? What if I told you the woman who thinks she's pregnant isn't? She just wanted a better spot on the boat. What if I told you the captain is probably the most noble man out there? What if I told you the twins, they don't have any parents, they don't have anyone, they need to get where they're going? Does this change anything for you?
What if I told you that I love every single one of them anyway?
But why? Why do you love the doctor who's killing? Why do you love the orphanage worker who is abusing children?
Kina, I'm starting to think.
I know why. I need to know why you feel that way.
You're the guy who brings the light to the people when it's darkest.
Yes.
So you know better than anybody that just because somebody is in a dark place, that's when they need our light, our love the most. Not somebody who's up on high, not somebody who's got it all figured out. It's the people in the darkest darkest places that need light the most. You taught me that.
He reaches down and picks you up by the collar and sets you back in the boat. And he says, "Then you all live." And he claps his hands, and the stars begin to swirl down into you, and then suddenly those people are gone. They become the stars that are swirling around you, and you black out again. And that's where we're in the episode.
You gotta bring that old theme back for one time.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Stand by. 32 of Lawful Stupid. Appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoyed it.
Hey, if you want to support the show... No, well, I'm gonna do. Hey, if you want to support the show, you can go to store.lawfulstupid.org, and lots of good merch to choose from. Big fan of the baseball tees myself. I mean, they're so comfortable. So comfortable.
Very soft.
Yeah, I recommend those. Workout shirts, sleepy time shirts, sexy time shirts.
Whoa.
I mean, they do everything. So, lawfulstupid.org. store.lawfulstupid.org. Yeah, both. Whatever.
Hey, Mr. Dwayne, do you guarantee sexy time in those shirts?
Nope, just
I
say
guarantee that you can have sexy time.
Thanks, anyway.
Yeah.
Also, we also have the Lawful Stupid Discord, where you can go to discord.lawfulstupid.org, where we do have a fun chat to talk about the sexy time stuff. It's the Not Suitable for Work channel. You won't see me there, but we have a few Lawful Stupid guys in there that will chat.
I just want to throw this out. Apparently,
No, it just
if
changed
you
song.
guys love
I think-
C1
I don't
and
go
you
in
miss
there, I don't
Alex,
know.
there is a riveting conversation that is going on there, apparently.
Oh, dude, he's in
between Shane and the
There's pictures
the dead
from
now
my
alive
youth.
again Alex from C1. So there you go. Rowan, if you know. So if that's
Rowan.
not enticement enough, I don't know what
T.
it is.
Legato. Hey, it's important that after you see the horrible things in the Not Suitable for Work channel, that you get therapy. And you know who's great at using tabletop role-playing games as an immersive form of therapy? The Badhana Group.
What a transition.
Thanks, man. I do this
That's excellent.
professionally. And, well, I don't have any other job. Let me get my dice up, because a professional would have already had them available. But
Yeah, well, while you're saying that, so I was off on my date. So anyone who's listening to this, we actually did the last week of August is also Bahana Group, and so this will be the second week of September, and we're just gonna carry it all the way through. So my bad. They get more monies.
more money. Specifically 10 more money. Specific today,
Okay.
10 more
Pretty
money.
good.
That's
Yeah.
right in the middle. Can't really complain about tenor. That's all I have to say. Hey, yeah, when you roll for humanity, you're going to tweet, and you should tag the person that you're donating to raise awareness, and also use the hashtag roll for humanity so that I can see it and want to live another day.
Pretty dark.
So it'll get less dark if we get more people using the hashtag.
That seems like a Ponzi scheme.
It's not.
I have to
It's
get
called a guilt
I have to
trip.
get two more. So I have to get two more people to buy this leather satchel you're selling, or
You
you're
don't have to
gonna
buy
die.
anything. You just have to donate to a charity that you care about. At the end of your table, be a hero in real life. Roll the die. Donate the amount that you roll. You've appeared to have drawn, what is that, a banana with a hole in it? What am I looking at?
It's your dad's butt.
That's my dad's butt with a hole in
Oh,
it. Cool.
goodness.
Well, my dad's butt has a hole in it. Anyway, thanks so much. We
And
love
on
you.
to
No,
the
there's a bit.
good news story. I don't know what you guys are gonna do with this, but have fun. What can the wise voices of J.R. Tolkien, Frodo Baggins, and Gandalf the Grey teach us about the present day? I don't know why it doesn't really pose anything. It's
That's
just
not really.
question
That's
they
not really a
have. Good
headline
news story.
from like a news story. That's just a question that you've
Well,
posted.
okay. Well, Avon, you get to choose. I'll give you a second one. Restaurant makes special chocolate for blind customer with birthday message in Braille.
I like that one. I have a preemptive
Okay.
donation to Dots RPG
What
in
if
my
it
pocket.
wasn't chocolate, but it was instead peanut butter, and this lady was deathly allergic?
That's pretty dark. Okay.
Hey, I'm trying to practice these
You
things.
pick it up. I like it.
Can you just one more time read this so I understand it exactly?
Yeah, this is really good. This is really good.
So the restaurant makes a special chocolate for blind customer with birthday message in Braille. So what it looks
It's
like
it's happy birthday and on a chocolate in
I
Braille.
see.
Yes. It looks like on a tortilla or something.
Okay.
It's a weird picture.
That's with like chocolate sauce on a tortilla. That's not good.
It's like that hardening chocolate.
Oh, okay, like a magic shell.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. So yeah, all right. So they make this Braille fucking chocolate nurse Hershey's hard shell candy cake for this person to read in Braille. Okay, yeah, but the fucking cake, the Braille thing, is those the cake letters that you can buy that you have to peel off the plastic sticky. You know what I'm talking about? If anybody's ever grown up poor. And so when you run your hands across the Braille, it just shatters. And so you have no idea what it actually says.
That is a shame.
Oh man.
I don't know why I have to spell this out for the sheeple, but I guess I will. It's pretty simple. See if you can follow along. If somebody out there wanted to leave a message for somebody else, they wanted to be secret about it, and they wanted the person to read it, and then to go away forever, what would they do? Maybe disappearing ink? Disappearing ink famously used by whom? Who needs to get these messages that disappear? Is it Johnny Law? Is it John Q. Taxpayer? Or is it a secret agent?
You want to say answer?
I
think
I'll answer for you.
agent.
It's a secret agent. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You're a good sheeple, and you're following along perfectly. If you keep this up, you'll get a Salt Lick sheeple. What is sheep like? I don't know.
Thanks.
I bet they like Salt Lick. They're basically deer, big fluffy deer. Anyway, sheep are big fluffy deer. Sheep are deer wearing costumes. Wake up, sheeple. So, let me ask you a question. If you were maybe a blind spy, maybe you were part of a team of covert blind spies referred to as See No Evil by the CIA. There are counterparts, you can imagine. And as part of See No Evil, you're sent in to do the government's dirty work, and you have absolute plausible deniability because you didn't see anything. So the chocolate acts as disappearing it because it melts under the warmth, the radial warmth of your fingers is the joke. We took a trip to get there, and I kind of felt dirty about doing it. Was that fucked up? Was that a fucked up
You could have just
joke?
said chocolate melts in mouth and in your hands.
Well, I was going to do that, but the big thing is that I wanted to tie in the CIA and their See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil divisions that are like, that's part of my...
It sounds like you're on a NaNoWriMo path here.
Yeah, this is like my in-depth... well, this is actually just the backstory of my new Monster of the Week campaign that you're all invited to. It's ran by Dick Cheney, and he's part of... he's an actual warlock. Real life Dick Cheney is a warlock, is the only other thing you need to know, and you're basically there. So join me for Monsters and Men. Monster and Men. Of Monsters and
Monsters
Men.
of Men, yeah.
M&M's.
Of Monsters.
Mom
They
spaghetti.
melt in your mouth and not in your hand. M&M's full circle. Wake up, sheep.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening, and as always, we love to say, we love you.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye. I'm waving because we're on camera.
I'm overcompensating, I gotta stop.